Hi there. So we're going to answer this question of what is Yoga Nidra? So it is just a form of meditation and it's normally done lying down. You can do it sitting up. I'd advise you at least initially to follow the instructions and lie down on the floor as it instructs you to. There's certain people that can't lie down on the floor for various reasons, and I'll be putting some instructions up for what you can do instead. But generally, we want to lie down on the floor. You'll be taken through some steps to get you into a deep relaxation. It takes you to that stage between being awake and being asleep. And once you're in that state, you're very open to the different stages that the Yoga Nidra actually takes you through. So you're still totally in control of what you do and what you decide to take in or what you decide to leave behind. Quite often people say they feel like they've fallen asleep. And if you do feel like that, don't worry, that's fine. You're not very deeply asleep, and your subconscious will still be taking in the different instructions. And if nothing else, you'll get a really deep relaxation from the practice. So my Yoga Nidra journey started accidentally, like a lot of things do. I had no idea, never heard of Yoga Nidra when I first came across it. I was working in the city in quite a stressful job, and there was a yoga studio over the road, and I decided to go to the yoga class, and it was quite a different class to any other that I'd been to before. It was quite slow. There was a lot of focus on breathing as we did the exercises. And then at the end, they told us to lie down and took us through this lovely deep relaxation. And when I walked out of that class, I'd walked in feeling really stressed, wound up, not very happy. And I literally felt when I walked out like I was floating. I couldn't believe the difference. And so, of course, I just wanted to go back and do it again. And that's what I did. I went back many, many times and gradually learnt more about what it was that I was actually experiencing. And when I came to do my yoga teacher training, I wanted Yoga Nidra to be a big part of that. And then particularly with, other courses that I've done since, including my yoga therapy training, a big part of that was around Yoga Nidra. It was very much incorporated in many different aspects of my training. Just because I wanted to pass on this wonderful feeling and the benefit that I experienced, I wanted to be able to give it to other people. So one of the biggest benefits I find now is simply that, when it comes to that time, just after lunchtime, you've had lunch and you're feeling a bit sluggish, I can do 20 or 30 minutes of a Yoga Nidra practice and just get my energy back. I'm ready to do whatever else I need to do for the day. And I'm ready to put energy into whatever I need to do. I got away from that sluggish feeling. But the other things that it's also given me, I feel like I've become a lot more creative, a lot more confident, a lot happier. And a lot of that is just from simply knowing how to relax. Knowing how to relax. And when you do relax, your brain works better. And so I often find after I've done my Yoga Nidra that, an idea will come to me about, something that I'd like to do, or, a way of doing something that maybe I haven't thought of before. I feel like I've become happier because of the fact that, I just know how to relax. I'm no longer this stressed up little person that walked into that yoga class. It's made such a huge difference to my life. So if this sounds like something that you'd like to do, you just need a quiet place where you can practice. So somewhere where you won't be disturbed, somewhere where you can lie down on the floor. You might want either a yoga mat or a towel or a blanket to lie down on. You might want something to put under your knees. If you get any back pain, it's sometimes nice to have something under your knees to support you a little bit. You can normally do it in whatever clothes you're currently wearing, as long as you haven't got anything tight around your neck or around your waist. If you have, just simply loosen those things. And when you're ready, simply turn on a recording and go into your Yoga Nidra. If you do find you fall asleep, don't stress about it, just enjoy the relaxation. At the end of the recording, you're gradually guided into bringing yourself back into the present and into starting to move your body, sensing what's around you. So Yoga Nidra takes you deeply into the rest and digest response, away from that flight and fight response. And a lot of the time these days, we spend a lot of time in that fight and flight response, purely because life is pretty stressful. We're busy. There's a lot of noise around us. Every time we get in the car, we're, bipped at, and there's people right up close behind us. We've got a lot of work to do, and there's pressures to get that work done. And we just end up getting more and more stressed and tight. And we need to be able to get away from that. If we stay too long in that stress space, it ends up we get sick. So we need to learn to be able to let go of that and take ourselves to this more natural, relaxed state. So when we get to the end of the practice, we're guided back into the present moment. We're prompted to start to slowly move our body, and then guided into rolling over onto the right side and coming into a bit of a curled up position, like a fetal position. You stay there for a few breaths, just bringing your awareness back to the present. And then you'll be slowly guided to bring yourself up to sitting. And that's like a form of rebirth, coming back into this much nicer, much more relaxed space. And then we'll bring our hands together at our heart, we bow our head, and we say Namaste. And that means the divine light in me salutes the divine light in you. And if you choose, you say the same back to me. Okay, shall we go and do some Yoga Nidra?